Hello, this is going to be a quick status update to yesterday's video that I put out. And I reworked a few things. The first thing that I did was I fixed and changed the way it calculated the degrees per hour drift across the sky. Instead of looking at a 1 minute interval and then multiplying by 60, I just changed it to an hour and didn't bother multiplying it. I also fixed up the way I calculated the difference between the two right ascensions. For most of the values, the right ascension an hour earlier is less than the current one, so I subtracted the earlier one from the current one. But being a circle, it wraps around once every so often. Instead of being 15 degrees, it went minus 15 degrees, which would be the equivalent of 345 degrees. And then finally, the other thing that I did was I looked at the range of the values for each one. And for the sun, you could see the range was between 14.9948 and 15.037, which gave me a total difference of 31 arc seconds. So within a 3-month period, the change would be a total of 31 arc seconds. When I compared that with the stars, the minimum and the maximum were very, very close, which worked out to 3.5 milli arc seconds total difference between the two. And at this point, I'm thinking the difference between the two might be the algorithm that I'm using to calculate the star's position, or it could be an error introduced in all of my calculations. But one thing that I did notice today when I changed the minimum and maximum scales for each of these lines, the sun tends to be the exact same amplitude every year, both for the minimum and the maximum. But I noticed that for the star, it started off just a little bit clipped here at the very top, and then it went down a little bit, and then it started to go back up. And on the bottom, you could see that it starts to clip more in the middle. So for the stars, it tends to be a little bit of a bowl shape like this. I'll keep thinking about this, and I might end up making a few more videos eventually, but I think I've got it now at a point where I'm reasonably satisfied that given 3.5 milli arc seconds total change within the year, the speed should be relatively consistent every day. I was doing a final viewing review, and I got to thinking about the issue with the stars, and I was wondering if a different star declination had any impact. I got my code to export a virtual star at celestial coordinates 0.0 and 0.0. And I discovered a couple of interesting things along the way. The first is that I do still have some issues with the difference between the two right ascensions, causing a bit of an error. The position of this split seems to change depending when I started the animation. In this case, I believe I started it at 10 something in the morning. All considered though, even if I leave this split in, it's still a daily change of 4.1 milli arc seconds per day between the minimum and the maximum. I don't think I'm going to bother trying to figure the rest of this part out. And like I said, I think I'm just going to leave this aside for now and work on something else. So that's it for the moment. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again in another video. Bye for now.